Before we get started, there are two ways to watch this video. The first is to simply let it play, and then you'll get the benefit of our extremely insightful commentary and banter between the bosses. The other way, if you don't care about that, or you're only interested in one boss in particular, for example, is to use this title screen and the links provided to simply skip to that part of the video. Whichever method you choose, I hope this is vaguely useful, or informative, or any of those other words. Either way, enjoy. So, you know when you really need to go to the bathroom and then you finally go and it's just the greatest thing in the world?
Aye.
Yeah. Bliss. I totally just started recording that. Okay, introductions. This is Facility. It's an elite. I'm your healer for this afternoon. And Hypoxic here, former DPS, is going to be hitting stuff. Now, unlike when you saw Valis and I pound the shit out of this two-man, we're going to actually explain what's going on. And hopefully the group is actually ready to go now.
Good to go.
Looks like we're rolling. Okay, so first boss, things to consider. He puts down persistent puddles of crap around the place. He also has that charge style AoE, which is apparently interruptible. Good to know. He also, this is the persistent AoE, and that looks broken. He also has one more ability, which is a very small ground targeted kind of wrecking ball slam that he does. And that's something the tank can either soak or dodge out of. You will have seen me dodging out of it during the two-man attempt on the basis that it's additional damage we didn't need. It looks like Valis is unwittingly tanking. That was the ball and that wrecking ball move. This boss ain't gonna last long. I'd say it's a good challenge, but as you saw, it's two-manable. So that's that.
Congratulations. Your application is accepted. I exist to
Don't need.
maintain the
Let's go.
program. You are accepted into me.
You are accepted into me.
Facility 9
I've heard that
is the
before.
Anima and Anti-Anima Research Center. Our program
Not really point
No
on the
worries.
previous boss. Melee DPS might have a hard time. You just gotta watch for his circular cleave.
the program.
Yeah, just always be aware, particularly with that
Together,
style of
we will
mob.
explore the mysteries
They
of the
swing.
cosmos.
Um,
Program researches
let's see,
Anima
what else
and
is of note?
Anti-Anima,
Ah yes,
life and blood of the cosmos.
when I'm a healer,
Do not be alarmed
I dress
by the
down.
blood. It is not my function to alarm you. I am designed to guide you to the inner outer reaches.
jump off,
That can be interpreted in a way of many,
epic
or
grounds.
manner of ways.
Not an ascent. Helena.
Yes,
If you feel like I'm playing Portal again.
I like to heal naked. It gives me that breezy feel. Boss is right there. Oh god, I forgot Hypo was the tank for a minute. Let me forewarn you, I've never done this one as a healer. Never did the last one as a healer. This should make dodging the electric a lot easier. So he has a couple of things. The first is you want to be careful. Well, let's put this out first. Roof caving, because he hits it and stuff happens. The other one, while you're running in, make sure that you're not running in clumped together, close together. He'll chain lightning and probably kill most of your DPS.
Like that.
Or if somebody aggro steals, that'll happen. The other major thing this guy does is, it's kind of a Bomberman style. This. Everything in his line of sight will get exploded, so run out of line of sight. And then it leaves a persistent patch that will damage after he's done it. After a given point in the fight, he'll start to do that more than once. And I think that's more or less the fight. It feels like he has a slight berserky point under 10%, but I wouldn't like to state that categorically. It might just be that I always feel like he's going berserk. Unfortunately, I talk less while I'm healing because I've got to concentrate due to the terrible interface design. Yep, I'm going to commentate on that. Funcom, fix your UI. See these group frames here? That's horrendous because I have to look from here for environmental effects over to here, then back over here, and all over the place. I want to look down because my abilities are down here. If there's any cooldowns, I'm watching there. I want triangular vision. So group frames laid out horizontally right there, please. I'm going to be UI modding that in. You guys watching should see that at some point. But for now, I'm just going default. UI is scale form. Flash based. Thankfully, I have experience. And he's a goner. We never actually got to see the double because
Impressive display.
DPS is insane.
You have greatly assisted the program.
I should probably take a closer look at the loot here because there's likely some side grades. Or like slight improvements.
Loot.
Dyslexic dice.
Boys, I'll be taking the monopole if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, I'm using that. I couldn't tell you where I got it. It might be an occasion where I came here with Valis. And nobody else.
Thank you. Haha.
Yeah, naturally for anybody watching, if you haven't seen that video, you're missing out. I think we'll be following that up later with more embarrassment for the dungeons. Yeah.
And which might that be?
Well, you see, we think we've figured this boss out. Essentially, it was getting pretty late, so we called it. But, yeah, we're going to come in and finish because it hasn't defeated us yet. It thinks it has. It thinks we gave up. Nah, I'm just going to come in my QL9 blues. It'll be fine.
We have entered the anti-animal
You don't even need that
research.
much gear. That's what's really, really funny about it.
Do not
It's
touch.
proof that this game really does value talent over time.
I want to talk about the encounter now.
Yep. So, this one, we got this straight away. These pylons will charge up off of your life force, your anima, and ants will spawn. So, collect the ants, get them tanked, make sure they don't gank your healer. Please make sure they don't gank your healer. I'm dead. They ganked the healer.
Not entirely sure how that happened.
Yeah, embarrassingly, I have never wiped to this one even the very first time we did it. So it's up to you guys to pull it out. And here's the overview. I'm also not accustomed to dying first. Usually I'm the last man standing. So, I think you just caught the tail end of it. Periodically, there'll be a room-wide detonation effect where you have to run up onto the raised platforms that I'm pointing at, but you can't see my finger in order to avoid the effect. And here it is. That will detonate. Get up top. Keep the ads tanked. It's all good. I should just casually sip on my beverage as we watch invisible people run around the room. While I attempt to remain talkative with no conversational points to bounce off of.
And I'm in the penalty box as well. Hello.
I don't see it as the penalty box. It's like I got put in here because somebody else punched the ref. And, you know, he tried to throw a red card at him and I just got hit instead. Yeah, so the healer will spend most of their time attempting to stay alive. At that point, I was having to spam heal myself to the point that I couldn't even move. I couldn't line of sight it to try. The DPS will be focusing down the ads, obviously. The tank tends to run around frantically like an idiot, hitting everything, and using the pylons is a good tip to force the ads to run around. This does two things for you. It will help you group them up better. It will also show you which ads you actually have aggro on, as they will obviously only move when you line of sight if they're trying to attack you. So I think we're about to reset and go again. I wouldn't run in.
Okay.
Just gonna switch up. Just gonna switch up a bit quickly. From me being tank to me being DPS again.
We've still got ads up. That's why I
It's
said
failed.
don't run in. Well, I guess we just discovered a new bug for you.
Fun. Fun.
Get on it, y'all.
And I'm being told there are no valid targets whatsoever. That works. You can't fix it.
So we're all in DPS. Or, well, I'm obviously heal, you're DPS. Jump down. I mean, I can probably still keep you alive here. Let's see how good I am.
So this one doesn't reset.
I think we bugged it, to be honest,
Yeah.
by running in before all the ads are despawned and everything. I think it's gone glitched on us.
I believe that fault may be lying with me.
We still have the last pylon to charge up, apparently. It hasn't fully done. Let me just say, if you're considering doing this one, it appears that 4 DPS and a healer is baller. Provided your healer's got the reaction times to put up with the damage. Not that I'm pimping myself out here or anything, but...
He is.
well...
Yeah.
This is an interesting turn of events, isn't it?
This is FUBAR. In a word.
It's something different, isn't it? Keep you coming.
I'd say word, but it's really an acronym.
Well, new tag for the video would be TSW glitch, which is probably one of the most Googled things at the moment.
Yeah, we'll just rename the Cabal Glitcheus.
Of course, we can rename cabals, which is great.
We'll discover him, you exploit him. And this, of course, is nothing like Lindsay Lohan's talent agent.
So apparently that's it.
Is that not enough?
Yeah, that was not exactly how the encounter is supposed to go. If you notice how all the beams aren't even activated, they're just kind of... they don't know what to do. Wow.
Well, it looted and marked it as a progress, so...
Yeah, that's so messed up. So many levels. Recommend putting on some HP for next fight.
Staff, please restrain the
Okay.
subjects.
Next fight. Next fight's computer.
Computer, yeah.
Hell with that, man. I'm a total baller.
No offense, I might take his advice. My lat is a little high tonight.
This is a restricted area.
So you open the door by smashing this keypad.
Bioelectric.
Yep.
Simple.
That's
Logic.
that's how real doors work. You don't want a complex locking mechanism controlled from this keypad. No, this keypad is the lock, so break it. Makes sense. Oh yes,
Down to core
that
cables
passage electrocutes you as you run in. On the other side, ads will spawn, so you need to be aware of that. And make sure that you heal on the way through. I would have mentioned it while we were doing it, but unfortunately, I was making sure that people made it through. Also formerly known as healing. Now, is there anybody I can pop heal down to draw? Now, the ads start out not hostile. They will need to be picked up by tank and dealt with. The boss itself is this computer in the center. Those are pain fields. You don't want to stand in those. Let me take this moment to mention that it's really hard to commentate when you're a healer. Your overview of the fight is so much different, and I'm not just spamming 2 keys and winning at life. Actually, I have to watch stuff. Okay, I just got targeted. Laser beams are now tracking me. This is an important part of the fight. If you fail to run away from lasers, you will end up like a certain somebody over there who's now in the penalty box.
Perhaps.
The other thing of note is that the boss has a buff on it. When it reaches 0, it does an AoE, which you just saw. The first one is kind of difficult to spot the actual range of. It goes up to the edge of this central area here. It will successively cover more of the room until eventually you hit a soft enrage that fills the entire room. I don't know if you can heal through that yet, but I think Vels and I are going to be trying it when we 2-man it later. So that should be interesting. Confirmation on exactly how that works then. Okay, so laser time. Your best bet is to run out, not get pinned in a corner and lasered by somebody else's. Yeah.
Trigger protocol at 50%.
Let's hop onto the fail cam, which is the camera you get when fail has occurred. Try to get a decent overview. Core maintenance units. Mostly the tank will need some level of assistance with those, because they'll wear them down. Ah yeah, and the core maintenance units actually heal the boss if they're left. No, if you don't deal with them. So they need to be stopped. And they will just continue to rack up and up. Hey, Hypo, bro. Nice backpedaling.
Trigger protocol at 79%.
4 DPS 1 heals beneficial here too, only if I'm sharp as hell, because those drones do quite a lot of damage if you don't have tank level health. A lot of damage. And the interface is doing that fun glitchy thing it does again.
You mean work normally?
It never works normally. when I select somebody and it doesn't actually select them.
Working normally is
turn
glitchy.
down. It's a tactic I'm fully up for trying. If you think we can pull it off, and if you think I've got the moves to be able to keep you alive. Yeah, I'm not adding to the hit points. Honestly, the only damage I take is if I, like I said, I get pinned in a corner and then hit by somebody else's laser beam when it gets cut in front, because there's nowhere to move. Moment of silence. I'm actually going to pause recording because I could go for another beverage. Yeah, and we're back. And as I was just about to say, that one was kind of my fault. Essentially, it's my habit to run around other people, and what I did was to get pinned in a corner and get cut in front of with a laser, which left me without options. There was a laser at my ass, there was a laser in my face, and any move sideways, well, one side was a wall and the other side would have got probably somebody else killed or my head cut off by the other laser. So, bit of a blonde moment, something for people to look out for. I guess we're going when ready. We're doing this with slightly tanked up DPS, and because I wasn't very clear on the previous one, if by the way we've just jumped straight to this point, it's because I cut it because the descriptions on the previous pull were maybe not the sharpest. I observed it's difficult from a healer perspective because I'm watching too many things, and this interface makes me look here, here, and over here, which is bad. I should just be looking straight up and down, primary triangle of vision, and then left peripheral for stuff that I'd like on screen but don't need to look at. That's chat. Right peripheral for, ooh look, here's consumables and that crap. That's how it should be. That's how a good interface should look. And I'm going to be modding mine to do that soon. So, enough talking about my interface. We totally could have pulled this. So, computer. First up, here's the computer. Those are pain fields, that is a laser. Don't get hit by the laser, win at life. There was a bug with this. Apparently it still exists sometimes, but I've not really seen it. The laser will sometimes continue beyond the laser effects. Quickly, ats have spawned on the other side. They need to be picked up and dealt with because they will heal the boss. But on the note of the laser, that will occasionally continue after the laser is stopped, and you will just see burn marks on the ground. Scorch marks. So I'm getting chased a bit by one. Pain fields periodically redistribute. You just saw a target on Valis, which means laser is going for Valis. I'm playing a very dangerous game of run between the lasers to heal people here. Because that's how I roll. Safety first, safety's for pussies. Every so often, the boss has a buff which will run out and he will AoE. The first one is difficult to see. It runs up to this edge here. So just get out of there. It will progressively take up more of the room until a soft enrage, at which point I'm going to have to run clockwise on this one. Oh! I just pulled off a baller laser dodge. You guys need to see that. Yeah, a soft enrage, which will eventually wipe your group. It takes up the entire room. There's no avoiding it. Well, we think it wipes your group. I'm going to test that assumption. Okay, we should actually spread a little bit more here, because if you get stuck in one area, it can cause you discomfort, shall we say. Healers have a range. I'm sorry, there's the crit buff. Have fun, folks. Yeah, healers do have quite a range. So They should just adapt, not complain that people are too spread out. And that's the computer boss.
And obviously you want to synchronize your breaching shots, your short fuses, and your crit buffs, etc. for that last phase, just to burn it down as quickly as possible.
What have you done
Yeah,
to the
it
program?
can get a bit problematic.
We do not need new candidates. I am all they need.
I am all they need. I'm checking that out, but I happen to know that's exactly the chaos focus I've got in my tanking set. Good job.
We were chosen by the Hand, selected from thousands.
Okay,
We passed all the tests.
over here,
We
there's a
sacrificed.
lore object under there. Do we remember the code for this?
But their energies lived on
431.
me.
A 4112 or something like that,
Let's try it.
Something with 4s, 1s, and 3s.
or 4113.
I
Well,
remember 4.13.
it's not any of those. Let's try 1443. Yep, well, anyway, there's a code for that. You can probably find it via Google. If I remember and anybody cares, I'll put it in the description. Let's not waste time on it. This is a council-style boss. There are 5 mobs with different abilities, which we'll discuss as they come up. Essentially, tank them, kill them, then tank them and kill them again. When they die, they put down goop piles, so positioning those intelligently is somewhat important. Just in advance, something we like to do, or I like to do, is to get them positioned over one end of the room so that you can then place the rest of the group behind you and the tank in the middle, so that when it comes time to pick them up again, it goes a lot more smoothly. They definitely do want to be grouped as much as possible, just to make re-establishing aggro a lot easier. And we're going. So, they come up in a random order. First, Reality Surgeon, that is the melee guy. He just hits you a lot, has certain abilities. Generally speaking, if you've got decent mitigation, he's not too much of a problem. You do want to look out for that charge effect, which means you don't stand behind the tank, whether you're DPS healer or otherwise. That's a beautiful
Lovely
placement.
placement there.
Beautiful
Absolutely
placement.
fantastic.
I think it was an accident because he charged, but I ain't complaining. Capsule Breaker.
Ooh,
This guy randomly drops aggro and goes for different targets. And Psychosecurity is pistol DPS, pretty much. He hits kind of hard, it's kind of annoying. So, the Capsule Breaker, who just raped my face. There's certain tricks to it. Moves like Art of War and Provoke can quickly re-establish aggro, and if you time it just right, you can keep him perpetually on the tank. We're getting a sneaky look into the next room here. Apparently, when you're dead, you can see through doors. So
That is a strange problem.
I really feel quite bad now. I don't feel like getting taken out is a good perspective to show. At all.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. In fact, I think I'm going to cut. Okay, we've actually found an explanation for that one, and it is simply that when Valus was changing back to tank, some of the abilities messed up. The gear manager, working as intended. In fact, I think half of us are just modding it to disable half of the features because they're just more hassle than they're worth. Such as it changing gear all the time and just messing that up and just making a real mess of everything, really.
delete items.
That's the best.
My favorite, really.
Putting stuff in 4119. Okay, in that case, I'm sorry. I'm gonna run back and just do this. code
4.
4119. And the electricity goes off, allowing you to get the lore object. Because that's what this game is really about. You think it's about... Well, some of you might think it's about getting loot. I hope I'm never in a party with you. You probably suck at the game. Some of you think it's about, you know, meeting a challenge, excelling, proving that you are good enough to earn that loot. And that's what it is, a symbol that you achieved it. Yep, that's cool, that's cool. But what it's really about is getting lore objects. That's what this game is about. Eventually you'll be watching people, it won't be PvP videos, it'll be lore videos, and they'll just be scrolling through and reading it to you, and you'll just be like, oh my god, this guy is amazing. And titles, yes, lots of titles.
For a moment, I thought it said titties.
You don't get titties by playing a game like this.
That could be a plus. Okay, let's roll.
Yeah, let's do it. There are lore. Okay, so I didn't finish covering the abilities. Psychosecurity. He's the one that puts down the tank-focused AoE. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a ball ache to deal with. The DPS needs to be aware and adapt to it. The healer needs to be prepared and to heal through it. Oh, that's me! I hope the
Melee
healer-
DPS can keep their distance if they can.
Yeah, the melee need to be very cautious. Capsule Breaker, Douchebag, and Reality Surgeon. Those two I've already covered. So, healer on the ball. I also need to be ready to run if he comes at me, so...
Breaching shot up.
Okay. Whenever the Capsule Breaker up, he is pretty much a priority to take down, just because he's so goddamn annoying. Reality Surgeon, as I already discussed, is simply a melee guy. He hits stuff with swords. So this time we're gonna have something else that's new. We're gonna have, yeah, Elemental Potentialist as well as the Sequence Analyst. No, wait a minute. Psychosecurity was the pistol, Sequence Analyst is the tank AoE. I apologize for that, but there's your correction. Elemental Potentialist does some nasty chain moves, and he has a totem that he puts down. This is really trying to die, man. Need to cut that out.
I trust you.
I don't trust me. What's wrong with you? Okay. All down. Now they all reactivate. All at once. I'm gonna pop a little bit of cooldown. You want to get the Capture Breaker down first, and then order after that point really just depends on what gives you the most punishment, what your tank can take, etc. This is a Zergfest. Getting the aggro on them is very important. Sometimes they bug and they have 0 health, but they don't die. They will drop in time. Just be patient. Heal through it. Like a boss.
Also, what you can do, if they do hit 0, you'll find that a couple of the bosses or mini-bosses hit 0 and then carry on living. If you have any leftover AoE attacks, they usually do the job and just finish them off.
I'm not going to make the doo-doo joke. Does anybody need those dice? Because I could do a snag in them for the DPS set.
Take
Yeah,
it.
you can go for it.
Thank you, gentlemen. Much appreciated. Right then, cutscene.
They recruited us to be phantom.
They recruited us. Oh my, the cutscene cut off. It's like I keep saying, if you want to see this stuff, you're just going to have to get the game. Because, you know, you should just do these things. They're fun. They're great. It looks like it's not, but it is.
You might find a group of overly geared people to drag you through the instances.
yeah, if you're a cool guy and not a massive disappointment, you know, get the game, call us up. We'll be happy to chat. We're all friendly people, except for Valis. Where's he gone? Yeah, Valis might try to eat you or
You can't imagine
attack
what I
you.
have dreamed.
He was raised by wolves. So this boss, mostly makes no sense whatsoever.
Mostly?
Yeah, I gotta tell you, because I have an aversion to reading what other people have written about tactics, I have to figure it out myself.
The gold
Sorry, Dave.
turns to black. The blood keeps coming.
I
Blood
kind
and
of-
whispers. They promised me
I don't
the
know.
cosmos
We can do
for
it.
so
She's gonna
long.
place
Anima
puddles of
only
poop
holds
around the
us
room
back.
now and
The
spawn 2
program is
wolves.
glorious. All
The
who
wolves
serve
pretty
it
much just
are glorious.
respawn if you kill them, so get them tanked, but mostly ignore them. The pull-in ability, which just destroyed you before I could do anything about it. Trying to heal people who ain't even in the room. She will also randomly pick somebody and charge, which you pretty much have to roll out of when she's doing the charge. Also this AoE. Yes, I should mention this AoE. I mean, the thing about this boss is it makes little to no sense. And I spent 20 minutes soloing it one time. And I think could have killed her if I hadn't just gotten bored and given up, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, now she will change into a slightly less glowy form. She thinks she's killing us, but apparently I am out healing the scripted event.
With the mind. Please adjust the pressure.
That was
I'm
fun.
not comfortable.
She's not comfortable. I guess that's kind of like when they say, could you just, you know, slip the bra strap off of your shoulder? We know how that goes.
Contact. I'm the first true traveler. I'm the modular structure.
Okay, so obviously you get rezzed. This is the part where she does the charge, and I can't target switch quick enough because I've not gotten the hang of using the F keys, and the interface is terrible.
I'm the first true traveler.
And yep, to anybody who's
I'm
watching
the modular
thinking,
structure.
oh, you're just blaming the interface. That was bad. Tell you what, kiss my ass. Go away, learn something about interface design, learn something about design in general. When you can actually tell me what the word peripheral means without looking it up in the dictionary, I might concede to having a conversation with you.
I'm the first true traveler.
So here's the
I'm
room.
the modular
You just caught a
structure.
very quick glimpse of the charge.
Why'd you ground me? I trained for this. They made me for this.
Yep. And she just runs around doing stuff with pillars, which doesn't make sense, really. Yeah. Like I said, she doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's just kind of a moderately face roll boss. I can't really get away with saying that, can I? But essentially, I don't know. You don't have to understand it. Just kill it. Kill it with fire.
You can't imagine what I have dreamed.
So here's phase 1 again. And I'm going to focus up better on healing, so commentary at a minimum. If any of you guys want to jump in, please do. It'll fill a nice gap.
Now we've got a lot of focus going on right.
The gold turns to black. The blood keeps coming. Blood and whispers. They promised me the cosmos for so long.
In terms of DBS perspective, this instance doesn't really change compared to any of the other ones. I mean, really, just avoid the shit and you'll be fine.
Standard MMO rules. Don't stand in the puddles of poop. Attack, attack, attack. Attack, attack, attack. Right?
Did you say taco?
Taco. I got tacos.
I love tacos.
Infinite
Reset time.
Oh, they're shaped like
Oh
llamas.
no 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 no! Oh wait, your health is supposed to go down. That's okay. I was just like, no, I'm frozen and I can't heal you.
I'm not comfortable.
It would be hilarious if we come back and we're all actually dead.
Yeah.
You cling to
Wow.
I might need to heal when I get up, and then I'm in a goop puddle.
gravity.
Okay, it's official. I'm focusing a little too much.
Screaming stars, impale me with beauty. The anthem of dreams.
The anthem of dreams.
Why'd you ground me?
Oh dear, I'm keyboard turning because I'm having a target change quite a bit. Okay, I just had to cooldown pop in order to save my life and Hypo's, because I wasn't going to settle for
I was
one of
fine.
us. Yeah, I wasn't prepared to make a decision. I think I also popped crit. I don't know. I'm going to just hit everything. Kind of like near the end of the J.J. Abrams Star Trek. Fire everything!
Impale me with beauty. The anthem of dreams.
Wow.
Why'd you ground
Reference
me?
humor, huh?
I trained for this. They made me.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to
I was
resist.
about to ask you, aren't you rebel?
Wait, what?
I can see you as a Klingon.
Why'd you ground me?
Didn't you say you appreciate that? I can't remember. You said you appreciate one of the society.
The what? 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 I have no idea what's going on.
We got into a Star Trek discussion the one day.
Ah. Hey, look.
Pierced with promises.
This
Bitch is
a
dead.
restricted area. You are not being polite. Engaging bioelectric.
Well, that was facility, guys.
Yep. Atomos! And I could also do with stealing that if nobody needs it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. See you next time.